The Copper Gauntlet, Chapter 13. Master, said the leader of the Chaos Ridden, or at least that's what Cal assumed he was. Shall we kill the Makar for you? No, Cal said, quickly horrified. No, just stay where you are. Stay, he added, as if he were talking to Havoc. None of the Chaos Ridden moved. Aaron began walking toward Cal, boots crunching on pine needles. He navigated his way gingerly among the kneeling army. What? Said Jasper. Is going on? Cal felt a hand on his shoulder. Whirling round, he saw it was Tamara. She was staring at the Chaos Ridden. She ripped her gaze away from them and fastened it on Cal. Tell us what this all means, she said. Tell us what you are to them. It was there in her voice. Even if she didn't know the answer already, she strongly suspected it. Cal had thought Tamara would look angry, figuring this out. But she didn't. She looked incredibly sad, which was worse. Cal? Aaron asked. He was standing only a couple of feet from Cal now, but it felt like a long way away. He stood there uncertainly, trying not to look around him at the Chaos Ridden, who remained on their knees, awaiting a command. Cal looked over them, some of their bodies young and some old, but none of them beneath 14 years of age. None of them younger than he was. Tamara shook her head. You were mad at me for lying to you? Don't lie to us now. There was a tortuously terrible pause. Jasper was staring, and still grasping his stick, as if that would protect him. But Aaron was looking at Cal hopefully, as if he expected Cal to be able to clear all of this up, and that was the worst. I'm the enemy of death, Cal said. The Chaos Rid made a noise, a sort of long sigh. All of them at once. None of them moved, but it served as an awful testament to what Cal was saying. I'm Constantine Madden, or whatever's left of him. What? That's not possible, Aaron said, speaking slowly, as if he thought Cal had hit his head too hard. The enemy of death is alive. He's at war with us. No, Master Joseph is, said Cal. He stumbled on, through the explanation he'd been given, the one he didn't want to understand. The enemy of death was dying at the cold massacre. He pushed his soul into the body of a baby. He swallowed. That baby was me. My soul is Constantine Madden's soul. I am Constantine. You mean you killed the real Calmont and you took his place? Jasper accused. Fire ignited in his palm, spreading up the bark of the stick he held until the tip of it burst into flame. It was probably the best display of fire magic Jasper had ever achieved, but he barely seemed to notice. Quickly! We gotta destroy him before he kills us all! Before he kills the Makar! Aaron, you have to run! Aaron remained exactly where he was, though, staring at Cal with a mix of disbelief and misery. But you can't be, he said finally. You're my best friend. The Chaos-Ridden leader lurched to his feet. All the other Chaos-Ridden rose as well, like an army of puppets. They began to march toward Jasper, passing around Cal as if he weren't there. Wait! Cal shouted. Don't! Everyone stop! Nothing happened. The dead-eyed warriors kept coming. They weren't moving fast, but they were moving steadily toward Jasper, who wasn't backing away. The flame in Jasper's hand still burned, and there was a terrible look in his eyes, as though he was ready to die fighting. It was a far cry from the Jasper who had complained throughout the trip, the Jasper who whined over minor injuries. This Jasper appeared fearless. But Cal knew it wouldn't do Jasper any good. However fearless he was, he couldn't hold his own against hundreds of Chaos-Ridden. Cal had been terrified before when they had obeyed him. Now he was terrified that they wouldn't. Stop! He shouted again in a ringing voice. You who are born of chaos and the void, stop! I command it! They lurched to a stop. Jasper was breathing hard. Tamara was at his side, light burning in her palm. Aaron had moved toward them as well. His heart lurched. His friends ranged against him. I didn't know, Cal said, hearing the pleading in his own voice. When I came to the Magisterium, I didn't know. They all stared at him. Finally, Tamara spoke. I believe you, Cal, she said. Cal swallowed and went on. Well, most of the time it doesn't even seem possible. I'm not going to hurt anyone, okay? But Jasper, if you go for me, the Chaos Ridden are going to kill you. I don't know if I can stop them. So when did you find out, Aaron demanded, that you were what you are? At the bowling alley, last year, Cal said. Master Joseph told me, but I didn't want to believe him. I think my dad always suspected, though. And that's why he threw such a fit when you didn't flunk out of the magisterium, Jasper said. Because he knew you were evil. He knew you were a monster. Cal flinched. That's why he wanted Master Rufus to bind your magic, said Aaron. Cal hadn't realized how much he had wanted Aaron to contradict Jasper until he didn't. Listen, here's the part I couldn't explain because it wouldn't have made sense before. My dad doesn't want to hurt Aaron with the alkahest. He wants to use it to fix me. Fix you? Jasper said. He should kill you. Maybe, Cal said, but he definitely doesn't deserve to die for it. Okay, so what do you want, Cal? Aaron asked. The same things I wanted before, Cal shouted. I want to get the alkahest and give it back to the Collegium. I want to save my father. I don't want to have any more awful secrets. But you don't want to defeat the enemy of death? Said Jasper. I am the enemy of death, Cal yelled. We have already defeated the enemy. I'm on your side. Really? Jasper shook his head. So, if I said I wanted to leave, would you tell the Chaos Ridden to stop me? Cal hesitated for a long moment, with Tamara and Aaron watching him. Finally, Cal said, Yeah, I'd stop you. That's what I thought. We're too close to the end, Cal tried to explain. Too close to my dad. He still has the alkahest. He's still going to give it to Master Joseph. And Master Joseph won't use it to kill me. He wants me alive. He'll kill my dad, he'll kill Aaron, and then who knows what he'll do after that. We have to finish. He stared at them, willing them to understand. After a long, long moment, Tamara gave a tiny nod. So, what next? She asked. Cal turned to the Chaos Ridden. Take us to Master Joseph, Cal commanded. Escort us there. Don't hurt any of us. And do not tell him we're coming. The Chaos Ridden began to move, flanking Cal, Aaron, Tamara, and Jasper. Were being moved along. They were herded, surrounded. They walked in a narrow path surrounded by corpse-like bodies. It reminded Cal of biblical paintings of the Red Sea parting. There's nowhere to go but in the direction the Chaos Ridden went, and no place to walk but the pace they set. They marched through the dark forest in dead silence, the crackle of pine needles underfoot. Havoc marched along happily, at home with others of his kind. With every step, Cal felt a terrible loneliness overtake him. After this, there would be no return to the Magisterium. There would be no more friends, no more lessons from Master Rufus, no more meals of lichen in the refectory, or games with Celia in the gallery. At least Havoc would come with him, although Cal wasn't sure where they'd go. They walked for what felt like a long time, long enough for Cal's leg to ache intensely. He could feel himself slowing down. He could feel the majority of the Chaos Ridden slow to keep pace with him. So basically, he was setting the pace. Aaron stepped to his side. You're going to be my counterweight, he said. And only when he said it in the past tense did Cal realize with a sinking heart how much he'd wanted to do it. I didn't know, he said, when I offered. I don't want to have to fight you, Aaron went on. Jasper and Tamara were walking up ahead, Tamara speaking urgently to Jasper. I don't want to, but that's what's going to happen, isn't it? That's our destiny? To kill each other? You don't really believe I want to kill you, do you? Cal said. If I wanted to kill you, I could have. I could have killed you in your sleep. I could have killed you 1,000,000 times over. I could have chopped your head right off. That's convincing, Aaron muttered. Tamara! She dropped back to walk with them. Jasper continued to stalk ahead, a few Chaos-Ridden alongside him. What did you say when you said back there, Aaron said, that you believed Cal? Because he tried to flunk out of the Magisterium, said Tamara. He really didn't want to go. If he'd known he was Constantine Madden, he'd have tried to get on the Master's side, to spy on them. Instead, he just pissed all of them off. Besides, she added, Constantine Madden was famously charming, and Cal obviously isn't. Thank you, Cal said, wincing at the pain in his leg. He wasn't sure how much longer he could go on without resting. That was, heartwarming. Also, Tamara said, there are some things you can't fake. Before Cal could ask her what she meant, his foot hit a root, and he stumbled, falling to his knees. The Chaos Ridden halted abruptly, those in front of Jasper turning and stopping him with their hands to his chest. Cal groaned and rolled over, trying to stand. One of the Chaos Ridden lifted him, holding him as easily as Cal himself might have held a cat. It was embarrassing, and even more embarrassingly, a relief. We will carry you the rest of the way, master, the Chaos Ridden told him. That's not probably the best idea, Cal said. The others? One of the Chaos Ridden grabbed hold of Tamara, slinging her over his back. She struggled in his gasp. Cal! She shouted and panicked. Two of them hauled Aaron off his feet, while a fifth lifted a kicking and screaming Jasper into the air. We will carry them all, the Chaos Ridden holding Cal told him, but that didn't seem to calm them down any. We can move more swiftly this way. Cal was so surprised that he didn't give any orders at all, even as the Chaos Ridden's steps came more swiftly. They began to lope and then run havoc alongside them. They ran and they ran, covering so much ground that Cal couldn't imagine himself walking it. This close, Cal had expected the Chaos Ridden to smell like rot. They're supposed to be dead after all, reanimated by void magic. But their odor was more mushroomy, not unpleasant, just strange. Aaron looked uncomfortable. Tamara looked exhilarated and terrified in equal measure. But Jasper's expression was unreadable to Cal, a blankness that might have been fear or despair or nothing at all. Cal, what are they doing? Tamara shouted over to him. Cal shrugged awkwardly. Carrying us? I think they're trying to be helpful. I don't like this, Aaron said, sounding like he was on a particularly dizzying ride. Faster, the Chaos went, magic propelling them forward, through the woods, over fallen leaves, through the streams and over stones, through brush and ferns and bramble. Then, as quickly as they began, the Chaos-ridden halted their march. Cal found his feet, dropped down on the sand of a beach, the slivered moon above them casting a silver path over the water. The Chaos-ridden began to move in more tightly, the path between them narrowing as they made their way down the beach. Cal could hear the ocean, the lap of the waves.